start the recording for part
Did you want to go live on Facebook again or no?
2. Yeah, I'm in the process of it. Oh, unable to access your Facebook account. Oh, fantastic. You can keep going.
I sure will. Let me get back to my screen.
I'm so sorry, Michelle.
That's okay.
You're a
Let's see, where
lifesaver.
are we? All right, let me see. Not there. There we go. Okay. Where am I? Nope. Sorry, new computer. All right, I swear I'm almost here. All right. Okay, yes, I'm here now. All right. So rewind. So we talked about the activity bonus, which is getting paid at your rank, which is super exciting. That you get paid at rank, but also, we're working towards those promotion points as well. So here's just, this is like me putting it out there. Let's say you promote to superstar consultant this month and you get those 3,000 points for promoting to superstar consultant. And then you get 500 points for that same month. So really you're getting 3,500 points for that same month. But let's say the following month, maybe you didn't quite hit superstar consultant numbers and maybe you only hit star numbers. You still get 300 points. So that's really cool that it's not all or nothing in this. I know I said that before, but I really think that is a really key factor to look at. And then back to the 25 or 250, 250. I know my numbers. 250 points for each frontline that you sponsored prior to August 1st. You still get points for them promoting to certified. You still get 250 points. They still get 1,000, which is super cool, but you will still get 250 points. And then if they promote or as they promote, you're still getting these promotion points as well. Okay. And that is, we just talked about that, 1,000 points for anybody that you sponsor during the period and they promote to certified. And then you get an additional 1,000 points if they promote to lead, star, superstar, or director during this incentive period, which is super cool. They used to only do it till star consultant. So I love that they included superstar and director because I have some people on my team that I know are helping some of their team members work towards those titles. So that's really exciting. All right. And then if you look down here where it says start earning points, Scentsy breaks this down and they're giving you your scenarios. Okay. They are basing it off. This is how to earn level 2. This is not exactly how to earn it. This is just one way. There's a lot of different ways, but this is just one way. My cat's about to say hi. This is just one way, just to give you an idea of, the starting titles here and how you can break down and really start planning how to earn this incentive. Okay. And it goes all the way up to superstar director. All right. Jess, is there anything you wanted to add there?
No, you broke that down really well. So hopefully people will understand the structure. I think we want to all move into, well, first, and since Debbie's the only one on live, Debbie, do you have any questions that you would kind of clarified, or is that all making sense so far?
Well, with my thing, so my daughter is my underline. So when she gets promoted to certified, I'm still able to collect points off of her, right?
Yes, but when did she join?
Just this last month before.
Okay, so if she joined prior to August 1st,
yeah,
you will get 250 points for her certifying, and then she will get the 1,000 points.
Okay. So, but if she promotes again, if she does, do I get any more points from that, or?
Yes, ma'am. That's where this last area right here is 1,000 points for every frontline, which are people that you personally sponsored. So that's what your daughter is. She'd be considered your frontline. When she promotes to lead, star, superstar, or director, you would get an additional 1,000 points. And then she would get these points up here.
Okay.
Okay, but you would get 1,000 points for each of those titles.
Okay.
All right.
Awesome. So that's pretty clear so far, Debbie?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Because I know our goal is we're just trying to make it to be able to go to the reunion together.
nice.
And
That's a great
that-
goal.
That's our main goal, because we've got a lot of things going on right now that I don't know if we'll be able to do any of the major trips yet. So that's our main goal, is to be able to just do the reunion together.
Cool.
Gotcha.
And if you do work to level 2 or even level 3, you wouldn't have to take one of those trips. You could take reunion as a all expenses paid trip.
Oh,
So
okay.
like if you were to earn level 2, you could go an all expense. Jess and I both did this for Austin.
Mhm.
We both earned, I don't even remember what incentive it was, because it was 2019. And then after that, it was a blur. But
Yeah. I don't remember
but we
either, to be honest
both-
with you.
yeah, but we both earned level 2, and we chose reunion as an all expenses paid trip. And that was our hotel, it was airfare, it was reunion tuition, and we got a small stipend for food too. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, so you can absolutely, like, don't rule yourself out. Even if you want to quote just earn reunion, like shooting for level 2, like why not try to get it all expenses paid? And then not only do you get a great experience with reunion, but you don't have to pay anything out of your pocket.
That'd be cool.
Yeah,
Amen.
it was cool. We've both done that. Absolutely. Okay, well, if there's no more questions about this, wait, you know what? Where is is it the overview? Oh, here we go. This is the part that I wanted to, like when we're talking about level 1, level 2, and level 3, these are your points right here. So if you're really good at sales, or sales is your strongest thing, then level 1 requires no sponsoring points. If you want a stretch goal and you really want to challenge yourself and you're really good with sales, challenge yourself to sponsor a couple of people, and then you can get this $1,200, and that that is all expenses paid for one to any of those destinations, and or reunion. So that's a big deal. And then of course, earn it for 2. Now, Debbie, because your daughter is one of your consultants, earning it for 2, you could still earn it for 2. She couldn't be your number 2 though. It would have
that's
to be
fine.
somebody that's not a consultant, but you could earn it for 2 as well. All right. So these sponsoring points are anybody that you've personally sponsored, that you're getting either the 250 point, the 250 points leading into the incentive, 1,000 points if they certify, and each of those 1,000 points for promoting to lead star, superstar, and above. That is where those sponsoring.
That's going to be what a lot of newer consultants or consultants have never tried to do an incentive before. Now that Michelle's broken that down for you, Debbie, where would your concerns be, if any, that maybe we could talk with you about? And then we're going to go further into it as far as why.
Now, say if like I earn like the level 2, and my daughter only does the level 1. She could still be able to stay with me in the hotel, right?
I'm pretty sure that she could.
Yeah, because we room together.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
As long as you both take reunion.
Right.
Well, if she earns level 1, Jess, I think if her daughter only earns level 1, she would earn, that's the only one that she could earn would be reunion. So she's saying if she earned level 2, but her daughter earned level 1, could she room? Because like when we earned reunion, we had the option to pick our roommate, but it was somebody else that had earned the trip. Generally you're paired with somebody, but I know Scentsy pretty well, and they will definitely work with you if you have your daughter coming in.
Okay.
It is based off of double earning the trip for one. I
Okay.
do know that.
Yeah, I think they make sure that everybody that earned are doing the all expenses paid. They make sure everybody's taken care of room wise. And then if there's extra availability, then you can kind of choose who you're, I mean, I've never heard, to be honest with you, in 11 years, them ever saying, no, you can't
No,
work with that
right.
person as long as we request it.
Right.
But you just have to keep that in mind, that might
Okay.
be just depending on availability, I would
All
say.
right. Yeah, because she's getting ready. She's going to be moving to Florida in a couple weeks, probably
Oh,
with
wow.
maybe a month. So yeah, so she's going to be there, and I'm going to be in Nevada. So she hasn't really done any sponsoring yet because she's still kind of waiting fully to whenever she gets to Florida to be able to kind of promote it a little more because she's so busy right now.
Okay.
So
Well, I will tell you my personal experience, and also based off of a call that we were on. When was it? Just 2 weeks ago, when Chuck Thompson got on, and he walked the directors and above through how the incentive trip points work. He didn't tell us what the structure was going to be, but he just kind of explained to us, where they come up with the points, and what, and this is what we're going to talk about later too, but like, who is the incentive trip for? And he really talked about how incentive trips are designed so that if you join today during the incentive trip, you have the structure of the incentive trip is structured so that more newer consultants that are working their business have the opportunity to earn the trip. So
right.
the fact that, that your daughter is, she's here, she's new, she absolutely, and you too, it's structured so that, so that's why you're getting a whole bunch of promotion points. It's structured so that newer leaders have just as much of opportunity, if not more. When I personally earned Africa, which was the top 100, my very first year, I went into the incentive period as a star consultant, and I came out of it as a director, and I earned a top, I was number 65 out of the top 100, but I went into it with a team of 4. So it definitely, it's structured so that as you're going through, you and anybody that you sponsor grow during this time.
I wanted to also speak to, this is just, because I hear that a lot. I hear consultants that kind of hold off on their business until they're done with this, and they're done with that, and this and that. And one thing I kind of just wanted to share with you that you can reveal to your daughter is that she knows people now here where she's at that need extra income. And it actually is good because she's leaving. She can actually use, the truth of, I'm leaving. I'm not, you could buy your own products for yourself, and your friends and family, and, get them either less shipping cost or none, depending on the side of the party, and build her team now. Like when I moved, when is your daughter moving again?
Probably within a month.
Okay. So when I joined, I knew I was moving as well. And that's what I said to my sponsor was that, oh, I'm going to be moving, so I'll just wait to do anything. And she said, well, why are you going to wait? Because you can build your business now. And at first I was like, well, I don't know anybody, all the things that we think that we don't know. I don't know how to sponsor. I don't know the business enough. And she just said, well, you can learn together. And I'm like, well, but I don't want to sponsor somebody and then move away from them. And she said, but you can have phone calls. And I said that, and that was before Zoom. Like we didn't even have this, like, that's all I did. My coaching is on the phone, and we learned together. And so that's just, if she's really looking to earn this, you don't want to waste time, even a month, because she can earn thousands of points in a month if she wanted to. Do you know what I mean?
Here's the other part of that too, is that right now, because we're at the beginning of a catalog season and we're moving into like our super busy time, like not capitalizing on those factors and waiting really. And, like if you think about how you shop or how people shop, like December is a huge month, but really things start going, start slowing down. So like moving and pushing right now when we're getting really busy and we're having all these big, huge LTOs and all the things now, and stacking those points on right now while you're having the chance, then, or why we have all of these things coming out, then instead of waiting until trying to figure out where am I going to get these extra points in January, that like starting out and working now, and then in January, you're just kind of adding to it, instead of trying to figure out, in January, how am I going to finish earning this, right? So, and we're really like, we're starting to get like the last half of this month. We've already had 2 huge LTOs, one sold out like in minutes. And not capitalizing and not sharing that with people is really just hurting, not just your incentive chance, but it's also hurting, your sales and like potentially the business instead of waiting, you know what I'm saying?
One more story I want to share just to kind of validate that it's just what you put into it. When I was living in New Mexico, where I started my business, I was at a home party and I met this lady. Her name was Heather, and she was literally moving in 2 weeks. And I was talking
to Alaska, right?
Yep, to Alaska. And she was like, oh, I can't do a party, I'm moving. She's like, my house is in shambles. I said, so why don't you do an on the go party? And she's like, kind of looked at me like with a smirk, like, really, lady, you're gonna go there? And I said, well, it's the truth. If you want your Scentsy, then you can get your Scentsy for now and get it for free and half off. And she's like, all right, I'll take the bag for a week and see what happens. And she got a qualified party from just the neighbors that were living around her. And it became qualified. And she ended up, when we were closing her party, she was like, you know what, I'm gonna join. I'm gonna become a consultant. And she brand new to where she was moving. And I did a little bit of training with her before she left, like a couple hours. And then the whole relationship we've ever had was long distance. And she became she was the first director that ever promoted in my business. And so we just always have to look at things as, how bad do we want it? What are we willing to do? And, how can I go about it and make it work? And I'm not saying that I know there's a lot going into moving, believe me. I'm not saying anything to like take away from that. I just know that you guys want to earn this. And so we want to make sure that you're looking at all options instead of like deleting an opportunity that is still there, even for a month's time, because
Right.
I've seen people, just me as an example, I joined in April and I promoted to star consultant my first month. And my second month I promoted to superstar consultant. So if she sponsored somebody today or tomorrow, and by next month, she might have a star consultant on her team. Do you know what I'm saying? So you just don't know what those people are going to do with the business, even if she has to kind of take it slower. So those are just some true testimonies to kind of look at things in a different angle. Okay, so any other questions about
that's
that,
fine.
Debbie? Okay, awesome.
Perfect.
Okay, so we wanted to talk about why earn your incentive.
I'm going to stop the screen share. Okay.
Thanks, Michelle.
You're welcome.
So, some people might say, you know what, I've been to New York, I've done Canada, whatever, or I don't like to travel. Like the incentive isn't really an incentive for some people. So they don't even look to earn it. They're like, I want nothing to do with it. Or I know I won't be able to have the time to go or whatever. And they kind of just count themselves out. So what we want you guys to think about is that one thing that Orville Thompson, the owner, which some people don't know who he is because he's been gone for a year now, and some of you are newer. When he started incentives, he wanted it to be created for the sole purpose of teaching you how to run your Scentsy business successfully. All of the factors that need to be in place on a monthly basis in your every year, every month, every week, that will help you create a stable income and a business that's actually growing. And so when you look at those qualifications, it's a lot of people say, oh, they just want us to sell their product and this and that. And of course they do, it's a business. But knowing the company and the owners, their core values, they really want us to be successful. They're successful enough. They can close shop today and forget about us and be billionaires for the rest of their lives. But they care so much about us that they want us to continue to shine and be successful. And so each of these different qualifications, sales, sponsoring, helping other people promote, things like that, and then you promoting as well, is all the things that every consultant should be looking to do every single month. We have to sell in order to make any money, right? Even if if you don't sell $1, you're not going to make any money, right? So, and then the qualifications as far as like getting paid off of your downline for leadership bonuses, there's a minimum of 500 to put in. So that's like the minimum. So what they're doing is they're teaching you to stretch yourself a little bit, not just go for the minimum, but stretch yourself a little bit and at least sell $1,000. And that's what those minimum requirements are to earn that first level. Now you might say, oh my gosh, just earning it the first level seems unattainable. It seemed unattainable for Michelle and I promise you that when we first joined. We did not think that that was something that we would be able to do. It's because anything that's new is always going to be intimidating. And it has to do with, I don't know what I'm doing. So you think, how am I supposed to earn something that I don't even know how to go about it? What we will say, and what both of us did, is you just got to dive in and just, you swim later. And it's all trial and error and experience. And we would be lying to you if we said that we haven't fallen on our face flat, skinned our knees and our nose and many times in this business and learned the hard way. But the reason why we're still here as business owners and we're still earning trips, even though it's harder for us to promote and get all those awesome points that newer people get, is because we let those challenges help us grow and learn from them. And I'm not going to lie, I take a while to learn from my mistakes. Michelle's better than I am. She's like, oh, not doing that again. Me, I do it again and again and again. And finally, I'm like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. So I took a little bit longer to learn my lesson, but it's all about a belief system. It's about why Michelle and not you? Why Jess and not you? There's no reason. It's just a matter of believing that you can do it, you deserve it, and most of all, are you willing to learn? Because we didn't click join and knew how to run a Scentsy business. And there's still, every day, we are still learning. I'm learning from you guys. Hopefully you're learning a little something from me every now and then. I don't know, but we're all learning together. And every incentive period is going to be different because you're in a different season. Your priorities are different. Like for instance, your daughter's moving this season. Next year is going to be totally different. Do you know what I mean? So how she runs her business and what her priorities are and what she does is going to be different next year than what she does this year. So anyways, so sponsoring is helping the business grow, our company grow. Even though we've been around for 18 years now, we have so much growth to do. We're in what, 13 countries now? Does Belgium make 13?
I think that it's 15.
Yeah, now once those two launch,
at the end of this month, I believe that those are going to be 14 and 15.
Okay, so we have so much growth to do. One thing that Becca always used to say early on in the business, and that's still 11 years ago, and we're still there, is that we're a dot on the map compared to all the other direct sales companies. We only have a little over 250 to 3,000 consultants that are actually active. But then when you think about the ones that are actually working their business on a regular basis to grow, it's even a smaller amount of people. Okay. So you have to put yourself in that category. Am I amongst the 1% that is going to learn my business, grow my business, and then be able to celebrate by earning an incentive? And that's what Orville wants. The incentive isn't for you to actually go to New York or Canada or the cruise. It's for you to learn your business and make money on the way. And then that is just the celebration of, oh my gosh, I earn an incentive. That means I know how to run my business. And now you're just going to repeat what you did and just keep doing it.
And it's structured so that you're gaining momentum as you're going, as you're going on. There's a reason why they have the incentive period, that, the trip incentive period in the fall, and the other incentive in the spring, is because right now is the easiest time to gain the momentum to carry your business through the rest of the year. And really, if you look at just the cycle of how our business grows, is it's a 90-day cycle. And if you're looking at it in 90-day cycles, the first 90 days of this incentive, we have August, September, October. September, October, if you're doing August right, can be like, oh my goodness, it can explode. And then you have November, December, and January to kind of help pad on those points. But Scentsy takes care of us by offering LTOs. There's a reason why they offer those LTOs. There's a reason why the Harvest Collection it releases. There's a reason why Bring Back My Bar is in January. Like, there's a reason why all of those things are available to us. And it's so that we can build that momentum right now, so that it can carry us and build our business so that we can still have a business in the spring. Oh, I lost you. Sorry. There. In the spring. So that we can do that now, so that's really, if you're expecting like incentive trips, there's a reason why there are a lot of points, too, is that they're for the people that actually want to grow their business and work through, and sometimes you earn it accidentally because you're just doing all the things, but sometimes it, most of the time it's work, but you get paid for it. So that's a cool thing too.
The cool thing is many people in my experience that have actually goaled themselves to earn it, they may not necessarily earn it, but when they look back at where their business was before the incentive and at the end, they see the growth in their business and they're like, wow, if I wasn't
100%.
working to earn this incentive, I wouldn't have grown that much, my business, my team, I wouldn't have sold as much because there wasn't something working, and they understand their business so much better. And they're able to move on to the next season, spring, and say, okay, now I have all this experience under my belt and I'm going to utilize that. And then, and it's just, there's always something to look forward to. So when this business isn't about an end all, you either do it or you're done. There's always another opportunity. And so if you look at this as just, okay, I'm going to earn this incentive because I want to learn my business. I want to learn how to sponsor. I want to learn how to sell more. I want to help my team members as far as leadership. And I want to make an income that I can rely on. And again, the bonus is to go celebrate with the actual incentive, but I wouldn't make that your only reason, because then you would be disappointed if for some reason you don't earn it, right? Because it's all a mindset. It's, I mean, I'm not saying going on these trips aren't a good thing to be excited about and make and motivated, because if that motivates you, yeah, fantastic. Yeah, like you'll never travel any like Scentsy. You'll never be able to go to any trip the way Scentsy does it. So that's definitely a great goal, just to be able to say I go on vacation every year on Scentsy's dime in Scentsy style. But the cool thing is what we really want you to do is to be able to learn and understand your business, what the fundamentals are, why they need to be made every month and every year. Now, sponsoring is usually most people's most difficult area. I'm very much am aware of that. But when we look at it as we're giving somebody an opportunity and it's not about us, it's a lot. But Scentsy always teaches us, it's Orville says arrows out. So focus on how you can serve other people and you will see your business grow. Your business will be blessed if you are focusing on serving your clients the best making sure they are getting the best Scentsy experience. They know about all of our products, not just the one they said they want. So if they come to you and say, I want a 6-pack of Luna bars, we want to make sure they know that everything that's in Luna, right? Because unless we tell them, we're not really serving them, right? We're not really consulting them. Remember that we're independent consultants. And so instead of take the sales part out of it, and you are a consultant, you are consulting what's available to them. And then they get to choose where their stopping point is financially. So you're serving them that way. And then you take it a step further and make sure they know that there's an opportunity for them to become a consultant and have their own account, that they can make their own orders, they can get paid off their own sales, and then any of their friends and family. I always tell people, I'll say, you will be surprised how many people you actually know right now that actually buy Scentsy already. And if you became a consultant, they will drop their consultant like a hot potato because they want to support your business. And that's just the way the business is. And I might be their consultant right now. And I tell them that, like, it's fine if they drop me like a hot potato, because it makes sense to support that person. But we have to be having these conversations, guys. So when you're feeling intimidated about the sponsoring, it's usually just because you're not having the conversations. I'm not saying they're going to just say, oh, yeah, that makes sense, let's do it every time. But the more conversations we have, the more education we give these people about what's available to them, eventually they're going to say yes. And they're going to see what the benefits are. And here's the thing. Scentsy isn't always going to be the big blessing to the individual that sponsors that person. It may end up being the big blessing for the person you sponsor. It may not be for you. My sponsor, Scentsy, she loves Scentsy, but it is so not her world by any means. But it's my world. It changed my life. And so if she looked at it as like full-time, really busy, 80-hour a week job, I'm a foster parent, I got so much going on, I don't need all this extra stuff, I don't need extra money, whatever. And so she didn't offer me the opportunity. How would that have changed my life in a bad way, right? So we have to think about it is that you have the power to change somebody else's life, possibly. And then because you do that, Scentsy rewards you for it. So that's pretty why we want you to try to earn these incentives, because we want you to understand that if you want to make a reliable income with Scentsy, we have to be selling every month. And if you want to make a good income with Scentsy, we do have to be focusing on sponsoring and bringing new people on. Because here's the thing, Michelle, do you think you would have been able to handle all the clients in the last 6 years by yourself, and nobody would have ever, if nobody ever joined your team with good customer care?
I mean, I have a hard enough time with the customers that I have now. So definitely not. And most of the people that I've sponsored were definitely my customers first. Very few people just decided to join without ever having purchased Scentsy, but like a few of them hosted parties with me, and then their customers, I didn't have to, it's like one less thing I had to worry about, that they went to them. And I loved that. I loved that that they chose to support them, because, it created that buy-in for them too, but yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, I have thousands of people in my workstation, and I would say out of the thousands of people in my workstation, probably 100 people still purchase from me regularly. So
right, it's
definitely not
possible. We can't take care of everybody. You eventually have
definitely
not. That's why we have, like, in the workstation, like marketing materials, and in Scentsy Success, it says help wanted, because eventually you're going to need the help. If your team member is successful, you're successful. So that's what I tell them. You're actually supporting both of us.
Both of us, yeah.
Yeah, because I have a minimum wholesale volume requirement I need to do that only my team can help me make. Right. So that's what I say is, you know what, you are supporting both of us if that's your concern, but I'd rather you support her because her success equals my success. And that's usually so much better. So just
that's what I've told her to do.
Oh, perfect.
And a lot of people, I just wanted to point out right now, because it's almost like 6 o'clock, but I wanted to point out, a lot of times with the incentive, people are like, I don't really know where to start. Maybe you just decided, I really want to earn this incentive. How do I start? Where do I start? Who do I start with? And one thing that Jess has always said to me when I was like, I don't really know what to do with my business. If you're talking to people, you're working your business. So, if people are involved, start with people. But there's also this amazing document in the workstation called the Power Hour, and it is in the training center. If you go to the training center and you just search Daily Power Hour, it has all the action items. It actually tells you how to use this particular document, which is blank. And these are all of the things that will help you work your business. So if you have how this is broken down, and this says Power Hour, most of this, some of it will take less than an hour. Some of it could take a little bit more. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an hour at a time, but these are the actions on this Daily Power Hour that they coincide with the actions in the incentive. And that's, if you want to know where to start, what to do, how to, start with this. Okay, start with the Daily Power Hour, and it's, follow up with 5 people, network with 5 people. That can be on social media or, wherever. Just, try to talk to 5 new people, check in with 5 new people, and then share the opportunity. Like, these are just, being able to do this every single day really helps you know where do I start? That's where you start. And then you can build and grow off of that.
Thank you, Michelle. That's such a great tip. I actually just linked in the chat where to find that Power Hour exactly in the Scentsy Success training. And then I put it in Facebook. And then when I send this out via email, the recording, I'll do the same. So
yeah, and it says exactly how to use it. Like, it says create a to-do list, use the Power Hour, like it tells you exactly what to do here. Like, follow what Scentsy gives us. Don't try to reinvent the wheel.
Cool. I just printed out 2 forms right now for me and my daughter.
Perfect. That's a great starting point, to be really honest. And really, if you challenged yourself to do that every single day, not only would you create that momentum that we've been talking about and that consistency that we've been talking about, but your business is going to grow and you're going to be working towards the incentive at the same time. So really, just doing those things every single day, it's, just becomes one of those habits that if you don't know where to start, that's where to start.
So some other tips, just really fast, because we have like 2 minutes. Fundraisers, events, obviously parties are the best way to build your
That's where
clientele.
that networking comes in. And
yes.
Yeah, I'm going to have 2 fundraisers here coming up.
Yay!
My son's bowling league is starting up
Nice.
in like 2 weeks.
Nice.
And his bowling for high school is going to come up too soon. So I've got those 2. I've already got the brochure, the showcase brochures, so I can get that ready to go on. Cause I'm just going to do full catalog brochures.
Awesome. That's what I
including the LTOs and harvest collections with them. So hopefully I can.
The key with fundraisers is going to be that follow-up.
Oh,
Yep,
yeah.
exactly.
It's going to be that follow-up. Absolutely.
So,
Jess did a fundraiser. That's how Jess met me, was through a fundraiser.
yep.
So
Yes, ma'am. And I'm actually doing the all consultant training on the 23rd for Scentsy about fundraising. So I'm going to be sharing some of the Google Docs spreadsheets I've been using that really helps me keep track of everybody and keep up with it as order forms come in. I mean, online orders come in, and just as far as I'm using Project Broadcast to kind of keep up with everybody and remind them when things are launching, because Alice in Wonderland and NFL just launched, and unless they wouldn't know because it's just the flyer, I would text them and say, it's launching tomorrow. Go to the link and order it that way. And there were so many people like, oh my gosh, they're my favorite. Thank you so much. And they would have never, had went to look for that if they did it, if I didn't let them know that it was available now. So like we have all these resources now that are so helpful for fundraisers to keep up with the follow-up and to make sure that we are capitalizing on these new clients that we have that we
Yep.
never would have
Yeah,
had.
even the harvest collection is already up there. So sending
Yeah, I
them
saw
towards
that.
the harvest collection link on the first, that's huge. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
that.
Okay, so I guess just to wrap it up, because we are on the top of the hour, just to reiterate why you should try to earn the incentive and to go into there and print it out to see what the qualifications are is because it's going to teach you what needs to happen in your business on a regular basis. Okay. And it's going to get you further in your business than if you did not try to earn this
100.
incentive. The power hour is going to get you started. Like Michelle said, there's follow-up, there's networking is like trying to find fundraisers, trying to find events, trying to book your parties, asking for referrals. And then, checking in with those people because they're not necessarily going to say, sure, let's do a fundraiser. Like the second you ask them, you know what I mean? Or you send off a proposal, you'll have to follow up. And sometimes it might take a while. And then actually having a goal every day of how many people you're going to share their opportunity with. So it's math. If you are doing 5 of these steps in each of these areas a day, you're building momentum. And eventually it's just a numbers game. Somebody's going to say, yes, let's do it. Okay. And then the cool things about like vital behaviors with like marketing is on there. And then training yourself and then keeping track of your numbers and stuff, which is very important because then you can see the progress from every day. So you start today, Monday, and put your PRV in and you do this power hour every day. By the end of this month, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, the difference in my PRV, my wholesale volume, my group size, even my team size, because it's not just you that's sponsoring. You want to teach your team to do the same thing because you could literally go from a team of 1 to team of 10 if 2 people or 1 person sponsors 2 or 3 people and they're doing the same thing. Your business can grow like wildfire as long as you're teaching them to do the same thing and passing the same information. Like Debbie, she automatically goes, oh, I printed it for my team member. Same thing. If you're learning something, if you get a tool that is working for you, share it with your team because you could be the most biggest rock star in Scentsy, but if your team isn't doing it, you're gonna be paddling like a gerbil in the little ball and being like, why isn't my business growing? I mean, it's gonna grow, but not to the level that you really can, the full potential.
Right.
All right. Well, first, somebody's signing on right now, so I'm not gonna admit them because we're signing off. So thank you, Michelle, for sharing. And I always call on Michelle because she is so amazing at explaining things. The way her brain works is completely different than mine. And so that's why we work so good together because, I'm a certain way and she's a certain way and we get together and we bounce off each other's ideas. And that's what teamwork's about. That's why this business is so incredible because you don't have to have all the skills. That's why you want to build a team because then you're a big, strong empire and this person has these strengths. This person has these strengths and you could pull from each other. And that's why they made that warmer. We're better together. Okay. Because we don't have to do this alone. Anything else, Michelle?
100%. No, I think that's good. I mean, really just focusing on the structure of the incentive will just help, even if you don't earn the incentive, it's just focusing on that structure is just going to help your business grow. And really, I mean, before, I guess maybe I want to add, like, if you do work towards it and you don't earn it, one of the biggest things that you can do that I've done before is reflect on it'll definitely show you where your weaknesses are. So you want to, focusing on what your strengths and your weaknesses are right now, it could show some big holes in your business. Maybe you want to grow big, but maybe you have some holes. It's going to show you where those holes are. And those, that's one of the reasons why I love the incentive period so much, because it really gets you to think about what you want out of your business and it gives you the structure on what to work for. So
what a great point. Very, very true. Yes, you're, as long as you're looking to grow, you're gonna grow. So
Mhm.
that's,
Mhm.
that's amazing. Okay, well, I'm sure we could talk forever, but we
Yep.
gotta get going. And thank you guys for your time. And oh, the last thing I'm gonna say is just don't try to do this by yourself. You have a sponsor, you have an upline. If your sponsor's not really doing it for you, reach up. Go, that's why you go up the line. Go to your director, go to your superstar director. You can go past me if you want. If you don't, I'm not your cup of tea. There's always somebody there to help
There's
you.
always
Okay.
somebody there.
Yes.
Or even sideline or friend or like
Right.
anybody, you know, it doesn't even have to be somebody, your upline. I mean, we have a lot of people in our group, Nadia, Melissa, you know, like a lot of people in our group that have earned incentives. And even though they may not feel like they are qualified, they are more than qualified to
Very
walk
true.
somebody through how to earn it. Because once you've earned it, everybody's qualified to earn it, but once you've earned it, you can absolutely walk through with somebody else on how to earn it. 100%.
Amen to that. Very true. All right, ladies, you have a wonderful night. And
Thank you, Jess.
thank you for being on, both of you, and for your contributions. Love you
Have a
guys.
wonderful night. Bye.
Right,
Bye.
bye. It won't let me end the meeting. Is going on.